Hello guys, Assalamualaikum. Welcome to our space. So today we want to present our topic, how migration harm the development of your country. My name is Hani.
My name is Adibah.
Hello, my name is Insyirah.
So migration is divided into four. It is internal, international, voluntary, and also forced. So don't get confused because we will explain the whole thing for the next few couple minutes.
Some of you might or might not have heard about the terms being used, but I am going to explain it one by one. Internal migration is the movement of people between usual residences within national states, for example, people from Bandar moving to Lumon. Secondly is the international movement, which is the movement of people across international borders for the purpose of settlement. For example, people of Brunei moving to Malaysia. Next is voluntary migration, which means that these migrations occur when someone chooses to leave home. And lastly, forced migration, which is the forcibly induced movement of people, for example, when migrants are forced to flee to escape conflict or persecution or become trafficked. Forced migration isn't fully explained in Brunei, however, there are top countries refugees are coming from. First of all is Syria, 6.8 million refugees and asylum seekers. Secondly, Venezuela, 5.4 million refugees, asylum seekers and migrants. And thirdly, Afghanistan, 2.8 million refugees and asylum seekers.
So we're gonna look at economy. First, the rate of unemployment increases. So when migrants come into the country and they decided to stay in the country temporarily or permanently, they will find jobs to get salaries to live. So the more migrants means more jobs are occupied, thus giving less opportunity for other people to get employed.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
So no job means that they have no income, so they have no money to provide necessities for family or themselves, and the consequences will be there will be an increase in poverty in the country.
You might be wondering, how does poverty affect a country? Well, poverty affects a country's economy in ways such as weakening the economy, which occurs when people spend less money, and harming the education of children in poverty, which further hurts the economy by making it difficult for those children to even or eventually find good jobs.
Okay, so in Brunei, the increase in poverty is among the locals. This is because of the differences in working attitude. Like for example, employers' preferences. They prefer foreign workers because these foreign workers are cheaper to employ rather than the locals.
And then for the next one, it is shift of culture and tradition. For this one, it is referring to how migration can lead to shift of culture and also tradition, and it is harming our development of our country. For the shift of culture and tradition, it is mainly referring to primarily to internal migration. Internal migration is the movement of people within the country. Why is there a shifting of culture and also tradition? This is because the cultural and traditional practices has been disappearing, because with the shift of era in this modern society, many traditional and cultural practices have already vanished or less practiced.
Don't worry, not all is lost. There are some tips I would like to give to make sure we do not lose our cultural identity. First of all, we need to maintain our native language. Secondly, follow usual practices and patterns, for example, the way we dress.
Second one, it is because locals in Brunei migrate from kampung air to land. This is because it is due to its outdated house structure, easier for transportation.
John, cars don't fly! Cars don't fly!
Obviously, this stunt is dangerous, so don't even try.
And also low risk of house from the catching fire.
Oh my god!
And also people tend to have more privacy, so in order to have more privacy they tend to move from kampung air, which is now there is only 3% of the Brunei population populate in the kampung air and live in Brunei residence, which shows that the cultural heritage of kampung air is dying, with less Bruneian tend to preserve it.
Crime rate increases. Desperation will cause violence. This is because when more people migrate, there is an increase in poverty due to financial problems such as what Inshi has explained earlier. Poor migrants will try to select things such as clothes, money, food from other people, or even try to threaten some to get money. As a result, there is an increase in crime, and therefore the country will not be peaceful. Okay, we're gonna look at environment. So, immigrants decided to buy cars as their main transport since they have decided to live in the country longer or permanently. More vehicles means more carbon dioxide emission, therefore an increase in pollution. As a result, there will be an increase in health risks. Other example is that some migrants, they are irresponsible, so they throw away waste everywhere elsewhere but not in the garbage.
Humans have shown that improper disposal of hazardous waste can affect humans via drinking water and food consumption. If it is not disposed properly, it can easily enter the environment at an undesirable rate.
Another consequences of migration of people is that it put pressure on natural resources. More people moving into the country increases the attraction of resources such as fossil fuels, water, trees from the environment.
There is also outbound migration happening for the locals due to loss of potential experts, prefer to work abroad due to better salary and lack of employment opportunities in our own country. If someone is doing something true or by the back door, you disapprove them because they are doing it in secret, indirect, or in a dishonest way, which means that there is a corruption in the government or the system. There is lack of entertainment industry because it's controlled by the government and self-censorship is practiced. However, it is in a development stage. For example, Yasmin, Brunei's first movie, goes international by Budi Putra by July 30th, 2014.
Let yourself flow. Air di dalam cawan akan menjadi cawan. Air di dalam akan air di dalam tangan akan menjadi tangan. Jadilah seperti air.
Next is Lailatul Shazana Studio produced I Want to Be Famous, an original series from Progressive Media in collaboration with Authority for Info Communications Technology Industry of Brunei Darussalam, under its Pitch and Produce initiative. This series contained five episodes, and it is produced and directed by Iskandar Karim and co-written by Bashari and Iqbal Masmin.
Thank you for listening, guys.
Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum.